We have on the show BI spokesperson Dana Sandoval. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Matters.
Good morning, Gretchen.
Okay, una-una, no, how significant is this Manila court ruling on Alice Guo's nationality for the Bureau of Immigration?
Well, this is very, very significant because we see this as another win for the Philippine government. It really proves that Alice Guo, former Mayor Alice Guo, is indeed a Chinese national, and it further strengthens the deportation case that is filed against her. But it doesn't mean that despite this, we are going to immediately deport her. We have to wait for the resolution of her other local cases. I believe she still is facing a lot of local cases here in the Philippines. We have to wait for the resolution of that before we implement her deportation.
So maaaring magtagal bago siya ma-deport. In short, kailangan meron mo ng desisyon yung korte doon sa mga kasong yon.
Definitely. Yes,
Okay.
because she has still a lot of local cases to face here. And if the court say that she has to face prison time, we would have to wait for her to finish those sentences before we deport her.
Okay, other things that are part of that decision, apart from ruling that Alice Guo and Guo Huaping are the same person, is that the court also voided her mayoralty, and but her past transactions have been concluded as done in good faith. As far as the BI is concerned, you are only your jurisdiction extends to her deportation. Is that correct?
Yes, just her deportation as a foreign national. We do not have jurisdiction about her actions here in the Philippines, but this all forms part of the case that was filed against her.
Okay. I guess the bigger question here is what have the realizations been for the Bureau of Immigration as to how Alice Guo Huaping and Alice Guo, the same person, was able to get a late registration, certificate of late registration, and also her Philippine citizenship. Ano po yung mga nalusutan po niya at ano po yung hinihigpitan po natin ngayon sa BI?
Yes, alam mo, Gretchen, we have been raising this for a long time already, and I think the case of Alice Guo really highlights the need to look into how foreign nationals are able to get Philippine documents. These are different documents from different government agencies that she was able to procure to be able to end up as a mayor of an area in the Philippines. There are a lot of other foreign nationals that have been doing the same thing. Recently we arrested 4 Chinese nationals with the same story. They were able to secure Philippine documents. They are presenting themselves as a Filipino. And we believe that this is a national security issue because they are already using our identity, Philippine documents, to embed themselves in our society.
Okay. The Philippine documents of the 4 Chinese nationals you mentioned, they were authentic and certified as true?
Authentic. They were fraudulently obtained, but all documents that were presented were authentic. Yun yung mahirap doon, Gretchen, because the thing is, if they are already Filipino, nawawala sila sa purview of Philippine immigration because they are already, people see them as Filipino citizens already. But I think it's very important to have a holistic approach here because different government agencies, I guess, would have to tighten the way that certain documents are being issued. Particularly, siguro, the one that is very, very significant is the late registration of individuals for them to be able to get birth certificates.
Okay. Yung documents po na meron nito mga Chinese national, ano pong documents yon?
Iba-iba. Most of them would see birth certificates, you would see passports, also driver's licenses, state ID. There was one who even had a common registration document So very, very scary because very scary because they were able to get so many different documents that are authentic and they're not fake, they're authentic.
Okay. To be able to crack down on these illegal staying foreigners, dito po ba kayo tumitingin sa late registration? Are you zeroing in on that?
I think that's one of the important ones because the birth certificate is what they call the mother document, the source of all the other documents that an individual can get. So with the birth certificate, once they have that, we can get different IDs now. So it's very important to siguro tighten the screening of that. And we have forwarded the information of the foreign nationals that we have caught to the Department of Justice and to the NBI para ma-investigate na ito. I think this is also the subject of investigations of our legislators because there really is a need to tighten policies with regards to these documents.
How porous is this late registration? I guess saan po yung mga saan po nakikita niyo po yung pagluwag nangyayari?
Madami. There are different areas where this happened and they are able to get it in different parts of the Philippines. There are certain areas in Mindanao that have higher numbers of those who get late registration despite not being eligible for that. And then they are able to get the different IDs and documents from those birth certificates.
Kasi tama ho ba na sa barangay certification, yun lang po ang kailangan to be able to prove your identity and that you live there or you were born there? Ganun po ba?
I'm not privy lang to the process of getting the birth certificate, but I know it starts with the local civil registry would have to register with the NCR. So siguro there needs to be tightening there because you only need to go talk to one person to be able to get so many documents already.
Okay. You mentioned Mindanao. When you talk about the number of late registrants, are these mainly or purely Chinese nationals? Are you also seeing other nationalities taking this route?
We've seen other nationalities getting birth certificates and passports already. Hindi sa limited, it's not limited to Chinese nationals.
What other nationalities are you seeing?
We've seen in the past, although very, very rare, but we've seen Taiwanese nationals, we've seen some Arab, so different nationalities really, but mostly Chinese nationals have been getting these type of documents.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I guess, as you mentioned, it has been an issue of national security, and that's why there is need to look into these processes. But taking a look at the deportations now that is being done by the Bureau of Immigration when it comes to the POGO, what are the updates on that, and how will the 50 million PAGCOR grant help the BI?
Yeah, so far we've deported, I think, more than 1,000 already since the beginning of the year. Lots more are set to be deported. Our facilities are admittedly very cramped already because there have been mass arrests of BI together with PAO, NBI, and PNP. So some of the detainees are with BI. Some of them are with PAOK and NBI and BNP. So we're expecting more deportations in the next few months. And this assistance given by PAGCOR would really help us expedite the deportation by being able to use it to book their chartered flights, outbound chartered flights, because there still remains a number who are unable to secure their outbound tickets, who have allegedly no capacity to provide their outbound ticket despite being assisted by their embassy. So it will definitely be a big help to decongest our facilities to be able to add more space for future arrests.
Okay. How many are still remaining in the facility now, awaiting deportation?
Iba-iba from different facilities, but more or less maybe 1,000, maybe 800 to 1,000.
So more than 1,000 have been deported and still another 1,000 across the different
Yes,
facilities. Okay.
yes.
Before you mentioned also having some difficulty over the legal documents of these POGO workers. Yung iba wala silang passport kaya hindi ma-verify at hindi ma-deport. Kamusta naman po yung progress doon?
Very helpful yung embassy po natin. Uh, Embassy provided support in issuing travel documents. Mabilis na ngayon as compared to the past. We understand that because of the sheer number, there are delays on their end in the issuance of their travel documents. But constant communication naman tayo with them for us to explore ways to be able to expedite the process.
Sa ngayon ho, gaano kabilis po yung turnover nitong mga POGO workers? Gaano katagal sila usually nagsistay sa facility before they are deported out of the country?
Ang fastest deportation namin was done, I think, in 3 weeks. We were able to deport a batch of foreign nationals. That was the fastest. Siguro, more or less, they would take a few, maybe a month or so after the arrest for them to be able to be deported because of the documents, mostly because of the documents that we would have to display.
Medyo matagal-tagal ho yun. Ibig sabihin, yung kanilang pagkain, pati yung kung ano man yung miscellaneous expenses,
Yes,
the BI is the
that's
one
true.
shouldering all of that. Is that correct?
The food, ang BI, there's a budget for that. Even baok, so we have a budget for that. But of course, it's not just limited to food. Meron niyang expenses in the electricity, in the water, in yung logistics itself. Very hard to secure these numbers of foreign nationals. At saka, as reported by PAOK, there are already wards in their care that are getting sick. So I think that's also a problem that we have to face and we have to address. That's why we're really trying to expedite the deportation of these individuals.
O paano ho pagka ganon? Nagpapapunta na lang ho kayo ng mga doktor dyan sa facility and kayo rin po ang sumasalo po ng expenses na yun?
Usually it's the individual naman that shoulders the expenses for that or their embassy. But I can speak for our facility. We have a doctor and medical staff on standby talaga inside the facility. And if there needs to be hospitalization, they are given naman opportunity to go to the hospital if needed.
Ma'am, I'm taking a look at the videos of the POGO workers in the facility and tama ho ba na nakaposas po sila?
In our facility, hindi po. But when they are supposed to be deported, pag palabas pa sila na bansa, to prevent them from running away, doon po sila tinatataan.
Pero hindi, may case po ba filed against them?
For POGO workers, mostly wala pong local cases filed against them. Except for those na nakita po ng local law enforcement agencies natin na possible na mga leader or they are considered as the traffickers of the other foreign nationals.
Kung wala pong kaso, is this allowed? I mean, na may posas po sila?
Ang posas po nilalagay natin pagka they are being transported already, but not inside the facility. Yung aming facility po inside Camp Bagong Diwa, it's not a jail, so it's more open, wala pong mga rehas, and it's a holding facility for them prior to deportation. But they are not hindi sila nakaposa during their stay there.
Okay, how many POGO workers are still at large that you're running after?
Madami pa because the total number is around 33,000 before the deadline. Ito yung lahat ng POGO workers. Two-thirds of that, around 22,000, were able to leave already by the year-end in 2024, before 2024 ended. So that's out of the picture already. We had a total of around 11,000 plus that we were expecting to arrest because they are the ones who were left for the Philippines. So far, more or less, I think we've arrested almost 2,000, 1,000 plus to 2,000 foreign nationals together with our counterparts.
Okay. Paano niyo sila hinahabol? Because Mr. Viado said na hindi pa nga tapos yung problema sa POGO because of the crimes that have been happening. Saan niyo po sila hinahanap? Dito po ba sa mga yung dati pa rin po na mga smaller operations? How are you looking for their traces?
Yes. Wala na sila doon sa mga big facilities nila because itong mga POGO dati malalaki yung facilities nila in the thousands. Ngayon, they have smaller operations inside condominiums, inside gated subdivisions. So that's what we're looking into. Meron tayong intelligence people on the ground. Meron tayong mga sinusundan na leads from those who were arrested. Kasi despite them being, kumbaga, broken into several smaller groups, meron pa rin yan na parang bigger mother group that is controlling them. The thing is about these online gaming activities, napakahirap kasi since online nga siya, kahit sa moving car, pwede na nang gawin. Kaya there's difficulty in really locating them. But so far, we've been successful in arresting and locating these groups. Tingnan natin, marami pang mga smaller breakaway groups na kailangan pa natin husto.
Okay, final question ho, ma'am. There are reports that the Chinese nationals have been able to access back into their e-wallet accounts. Would you know more about that? And nakakabalik ba sila para kunin yung kanilang mga cellphone? Who is in possession of those phones?
It's not within the possession of CI, probably with one of the law enforcement agencies na kasama namin sa raid. Because it's not under our jurisdiction. Ang capacity lang namin is the foreign national himself. Yun lang po yung kaya ng himself. So ito siguro, this could be checked by other local law enforcement agents.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for those updates on our situation now with POGO workers. We have BI spokesperson Dana Sandoval joining us on Morning Matters today.